Africa is a continent rich in resources and diverse cultures. It has been exploited for centuries. European powers colonized much of Africa. They took resources and enslaved people. This exploitation created systems of corruption. These systems benefited the colonizers, they harmed Africans. Colonialism's legacy continues to affect Africa. Many countries struggle with weak institutions. They have economies that rely on exporting raw materials. This makes them vulnerable to global market fluctuations. The effects of colonialism are deep. They contribute to corruption and instability. We must understand colonialism's impact. It helps us understand corruption in Africa. It is a complex issue with deep roots. We must acknowledge the past to build a better future.
Corruption is like a heavy weight on Africa's back, dragging down the potential of an entire continent. It hinders development and steals from the people, depriving them of essential services and opportunities. When leaders are corrupt, they care more about enriching themselves than serving their citizens, leading to widespread disillusionment. This greed leads to poverty, inequality, and a lack of basic services, affecting the most vulnerable. Corruption exists in many forms, from petty bribery to grand embezzlement schemes. It includes bribery, embezzlement, and abuse of power, all of which erode the fabric of society. It undermines trust in government and discourages investment, both local and international. Countries with high levels of corruption often struggle to attract foreign aid or loans, further stifling growth. This makes it even harder to break the cycle of poverty, creating a vicious cycle that is difficult to escape. The fight against corruption is a fight for a better future, one where resources are used for the common good. It is a fight for transparency, accountability, and good governance, essential pillars for sustainable development. It is a fight that demands courage, determination, and the collective will of the people, united in their quest for justice and progress.
Hunger, conflict, and instability are interconnected challenges plaguing Africa. They create a vicious cycle that traps communities in poverty and despair. Corruption fuels this cycle by diverting resources away from essential services and weakening state institutions. Conflict creates instability, disrupts agriculture, and forces people to flee their homes. This leads to widespread hunger and displacement. Instability makes it difficult to attract investment or implement long-term development programs. It also creates fertile ground for extremist groups to thrive. Addressing these challenges requires a multifaceted approach. We must tackle corruption at its root. We also need to invest in conflict resolution, humanitarian aid, and sustainable development initiatives.
Despite the challenges, hope exists. Across Africa, grassroots movements are rising to fight corruption and demand accountability. These movements are driven by ordinary citizens, activists, and civil society organizations. They are using their voices to demand change. These movements empower communities to hold their leaders accountable. They organize protests, raise awareness, and advocate for policy reforms. They understand that change starts from the ground up. Their courage and determination are inspiring. Grassroots movements are a powerful force for good. They are the conscience of society, challenging injustice and demanding a better future. By supporting and amplifying their voices, we can help create a more just and equitable Africa.
Building a solid foundation. The importance of strong institutions. Strong institutions are the bedrock of any successful society. They provide stability, enforce the rule of law, and protect the rights of citizens. In Africa, strengthening institutions is crucial for combating corruption and fostering sustainable development. This means investing in independent judiciaries, transparent public procurement processes, and effective anti-corruption agencies. It also requires promoting a culture of accountability and transparency at all levels of government. Strengthening institutions is not just about building structures. It's about building trust. Trust between citizens and their governments is essential for fostering economic growth, reducing inequality, and achieving lasting peace.
Breaking free from dependence, economic diversification as a path to prosperity. Many African economies are overly reliant on exporting raw materials. This dependence makes them vulnerable to global price fluctuations and limits their economic growth potential. Diversifying economies is essential for reducing poverty, creating jobs, and achieving sustainable development. This involves investing in education, technology, and infrastructure. It also requires creating a favorable environment for businesses to thrive and attracting foreign investment in key sectors. Economic diversification will empower African countries to control their own destinies. It will reduce their dependence on foreign aid and enable them to compete in the global marketplace. This is crucial for achieving long-term prosperity.
Stronger together, regional cooperation for a brighter future. No country can solve global challenges alone. Regional cooperation is essential for addressing cross-border issues like corruption, terrorism, and climate change. By working together, African nations can leverage their collective strength and achieve shared goals. This includes strengthening regional institutions like the African Union, promoting trade and investment within Africa, and sharing best practices in areas like good governance and anti-corruption measures. Regional cooperation fosters unity, solidarity, and shared prosperity. It enables African countries to speak with a united voice on the global stage and advocate for their interests more effectively.
Investing in tomorrow, youth empowerment, and the leaders of today. Africa has the youngest population in the world. This presents both a challenge and an opportunity. By investing in education, skills development, and entrepreneurship, we can empower young people to become the leaders of tomorrow. We must create opportunities for young people to participate in the political process, hold leadership positions, and contribute to their communities. Their energy, creativity, and idealism are essential for driving progress. Empowering young people is not just about the future, it's about the present. By giving them a voice and a platform, we can harness their potential to address the challenges facing Africa today.
The resilience of a continent celebrating African strength and potential. Despite the many challenges facing Africa, from economic hardships to social and political issues, it's important to remember the continent's remarkable resilience and potential. The spirit of Africa is unbreakable. Throughout history, Africans have overcome adversity with courage, determination, and an unwavering belief in a better future. The legacy of ancient civilizations like Egypt and Mali stands as a testament to this enduring strength. From the ancient civilizations of Egypt and Mali to the modern-day entrepreneurs and activists driving change, Africa's story is one of continuous progress and innovation. Africa is a continent brimming with talent, creativity, and innovation. Artists, musicians, and creators are making waves globally. We must celebrate these successes, recognizing the achievements of individuals and communities alike, and nurture the spirit of hope that burns bright across the continent. This hope is the foundation for a prosperous future. The narrative of Africa is not just one of struggle. It is a rich tapestry of resilience, hope, and the indomitable spirit of its people. It's a story of communities coming together, working hand in hand to overcome obstacles and build a better tomorrow. By focusing on solutions, embracing innovation, and empowering future generations, we can unlock Africa's true potential. The future is bright, and the possibilities are endless. A call to action, uniting for a corruption-free Africa. The fight against corruption is a fight for the soul of Africa. It is a fight that demands the participation of every citizen, every leader, and every institution. It is a fight that we can win, but only if we stand together.
Let us say no to corruption in all its forms. Let us demand accountability from our leaders and transparency in governance. Let us support organizations working to promote good governance and empower citizens.
The time for action is now. Let us rise up and claim the future that rightfully belongs to us. A future free from corruption, where every African can thrive and reach their full potential. Section 11. Towards a Brighter Dawn, a future free from corruption. Imagine an Africa where corruption is a distant memory, a relic of the past. A continent where resources are used to uplift communities, not line the pockets of the greedy. Where every effort is made to ensure that the wealth of the land benefits all its people. A place where every child has access to education, healthcare, and a chance to succeed. Where the dreams of the young are nurtured and their potential is fully realized. This is the future we must strive for, a future built on the foundations of integrity and transparency. It is a future within our reach if we have the courage to challenge the status quo, the determination to hold our leaders accountable, and the unwavering belief in the power of collective action. Together, we can dismantle the structures of corruption. Let us work together to build a corruption-free Africa where unity and collaboration are the cornerstones of our progress. Let us create a continent where justice, equality, and opportunity prevail, where every individual, regardless of their background, has a fair chance to thrive. Let us usher in a new dawn for Africa, a dawn of hope, prosperity, and lasting peace. A dawn where the promise of a better tomorrow is fulfilled for all.